What's going on out there, good people? It is your boy Look Around with LMD Trading, and we are back at it doing a daily recap. This one here, we are doing a day late, but definitely not a dollar short. But technically, probably are a dollar or 100 short. Still not trusting the trades. First trade out the blocks this morning, we basically got out flat, and who knows what that trade would have made. I said I was gonna go through these. I only took 4 trades today, so I was gonna go through these and see, had I let them work 2R all or nothing, how they would have came out. Didn't get a chance to do that, so I'm gonna go ahead and just get this recap out of the way. But next week, I think I am reducing my risk to half of what I've been risking, and I'm going 2R all or nothing. I gotta try it. 2R all or nothing, and just making sure that I'm taking good, solid trades. That's the key. Taking good, solid trades and just letting these things work. And the method to the madness with that. Let's say that we are risking $100 per trade. Let's say that we're risking $100 per trade. Confident in our trades. And we take 4 trades. 2 of those trades don't work. We're going to lose $100 per trade. We're going to lose $200. But the other 2 trades, they go 2R. They hit our target. So each of those trades make $200. So we make $400 on the 2 winning trades. We lose $200 on the 2 losing trades. And in the wash, we make $200. We make 2R. That is how this system is supposed to work. But your guy, me, LMD, look around, whatever you want to call me. I got a phone call coming in 1 second. All right, phone is on mute. Doggone investors, they are relentless at trying to buy property from you. They are relentless. I am not interested. What about other properties? I am still not interested. But back to what I was saying. So if you take 2 losing trades, we're using an easy number, $100. You lose on those 2, you lose 200. You take 2 more trades, you hit target on those. Those are $400. In the wash, you make $200. That's how this system is supposed to work. But I'm not trusting the system, not trusting the process. And possibly some trades I probably should just either let them go by or not get into them altogether. Guess that's the same thing, ain't it? But let's go ahead. Let's pull up TRADERVUE. Let's get this thing on the way. Reviewing trades for Friday, October 7th. We took a total of 4 trades. Closed P&L on the morning, $6.15. Was in the market a little less than an hour, and we're gonna go through these real quick. I could somewhat judge and see would they have hit target or would they not have hit target. First one out the blocks, this thing would have hit target and more. This one would have hit target and more. DocU actually got in a little late. Let me see what the 1 minute looks like. Yeah, definitely getting in a little late. Could have got in way up here off of this topping tail green candle. Either putting the stop here or putting the stop at the high of the morning. Man, we let this thing come back, stop us out, break even, right at break even, right at it. And then off to the races it went. Again, no clue how much we left on the table right there. We were up max unrealized 34, so not quite 1R. 100 shares, that was a 50-cent stop. We'll have to, when we get inside of the video, we'll see if that was a full position. I'm pretty sure it was. Just went against us a little bit. Had we stayed in this thing, 2R, all or nothing. Boom, we make 2R. We up 100 bucks. Let's look at the next trade. CNC. Looking at it, not a good trade based off of the 5-minute. Let's go down to the 2-minute. This one, that pullback is about half. It's about half. We don't have a nice top and tail. So that's one thing. It is a little far extended from the moving average. So these are reasons not to take the trade. So you want to find reasons not to take the trade, but find reasons not to take the trade. So based on those two things, those are a couple of things that's working against us. But let's look at this. Got in right here. Stop is right there. None of these candles stopped us out. This thing would have hit target somewheres over here. Somewheres over there. What did we do on this one? We lost $24. This thing went against us 44. So it almost stopped us out full. Almost stopped us out full. This would have hit target. So this is a, you can call it a okay entry maybe. Not good. Let's look at the, so here we do have a decent top and tail on a red candle. On the 1 minute, it is a little closer to the VWAP, or actually to the moving average. VWAP is the purple line on this chart. So on the one, it's a little cleaner. It's a little cleaner. And again, entry, stop. So we saw that it missed our stop by $6. This chart doesn't go out far enough. But again, when you come right here, look at it on the 5. Man, around 11 o'clock, we are hitting target. So that's 2 trades. Both of those trades would have hit target. We would be up $200. Let's look at TECS. Again, checking for first, whether it was a decent entry. So this one here on the 5. Top and tail. This little resting candle. This almost looks like a setup to go short. But the buyers said nope. Buyers pushed this thing back up. We got in as it broke high of day. Stop is probably going to be at the low of the day. This would have hit target. Let's look at it on 2 minute. Best picture is on the 5. Looking at it on the 2. We're getting in again as it's breaking that high. Only place that you could put a stop on this one is at the bottom. So you're giving it a very wide stop. This thing is hitting target somewheres, maybe around 1 o'clock maybe. Look at it on the 10, which shows it out a little further. Getting that same picture. Getting in high of day. Stop has to be at the lower day. See how much this went against us. Went against us $13. This thing almost was up 1R. We made a half R. It's another one that would have hit target. We up $300 at this point. 3 trades would have gone to target. And let's look at this last one. So this one doesn't even, this could be a failed trade. Worst we're going to do is lose 50 bucks and we're going to be up $250. But let's look at it. 5 minute, not really a good entry. This one is a little later in the morning, so we can come on over here to the 10-minute chart. 10, we're getting in at the break of that candle there. Stop is going to be right here. This is one that I would need. It looks like this one would have stopped us out. Look at that candle and look at that candle. If we don't give this any room, this is stopping us out. And you know what that candle is called? A shakeout candle. It knows people are going to put their stop right below this. This thing comes down, tap you if you're sitting right there, and then it proceeds to give you maybe 1.5 R, comes back down, doesn't get anywhere near stopping out, and then it's moving on about its business. So this one here possibly would have stopped you out right there. Max unrealized $6. Max going against us 15. We made 5. So basically got out flat. Didn't really give this a chance to work. But this was not really a clean trade. I'm going to tell you one reason. One reason. And you hear me say it all the time. It's something that Jared over at Live Traders says. Big move, shallow retracement, shallow follow through. Yeah, look at this as a race. This thing is running full speed. And then you give it a little bit of time to rest. And then you say, okay, I want you to take off full speed again. We as humans not built that way. This market is not built that way. So you take this full move, it needs to come back at least half. It needs to rest at least half and then keep pushing. So this thing had no real rest. It just barely broke the high, came back down. It got a little bit more rest, pushed up a little bit higher, and just did not give it the rest that it needed. So that's a reason not to take the trade. You can always hear me refer to Jared. I always say he is my mentor that does not know that he is my mentor. So he always says, don't look for reasons to take the trade. We can always find reasons to take the trade. Let's look for reasons not to take the trade. And after you find reasons not to take the trade, if you can't find many of them, if your reasons to not take the trade outweigh the reasons to take the trade, and some reasons are more heavily weighted than others, not giving the stock time to rest is a heavily weighted reason not to take it. So definitely shouldn't have taken this one. Or you just got expectation that it's coming back up to high day and you're trying to scalp it for whatever you can get out of it. So that would have been a reason not to take this trade. This trade would have failed going 2R all or nothing. Would have lost $50. We took 3 prior trades. All 3 of those prior trades would have hit target. Based on our risk level, we would have been up $250 on the day, as opposed to being up $6.15 on the day. Enough of that. Let's go ahead. Let's get the video pulled up. All right, we'll go ahead and get this bad boy rocking and rolling. My allergies are kicking my butt this morning. First trade, we got in at 9:34. So we're going to go ahead and speed this up to about 9:33. Right now, just kind of going through the pre-market, not the pre-market watch list. We're going through the previous high of day scanner. I said I was not going to put many ideas on the thumbnail watch list. Only the ones that looked good. I didn't want to really put no shadies on there. That way, if I didn't see anything, I'm going straight to previous high of day. But we see here TECS wanted to see that hold above that line right there. Wanted to see it hold above that line. Try to get us a 3-bar play. Nope, it's failing. All right, here we go. So looking at TDOC. TDOC was very weak. So wanted to take advantage of that weakness. So, yep, we gave it a 50-cent stop. That's 100 shares. Let's see how the brackets look. That's the good thing about this. And you see we miss it. Wanted to get in off of that candle right there. So we in a little late. It's making our stop a little lower than it should be because we did get in a little late. But this thing is moving. Let's go ahead. Let's speed it on up. Look at it. It's pushing. Let me go back. Let me look at the 5 real quick. Because this is right off the open though. So ain't really nothing, not too much established. But look at the pre-market. It's made this big move down. Look at that. Pre-market, it went to about half of the move and kind of just consolidated and rested. That's what you want to see. So again, scrolling through. This one was on the previous high of day scanner. Oxy just, whoo. This was one that I kind of hated that I missed. Not sure where I could have got in on this set though, in all honesty. Can't get in off of this candle because this right here is going to act as resistance. So it's not going to give you enough risk to reward to at least get 1 R out of it. So possibly wait on this move and then see what it does. We'll go back to that one, I'm sure, shortly, and you'll see what I was talking about. Probably could have watched, scroll back 10 seconds there. Possibly could have watched this for a 5-minute 3-bar play. This did peekaboo just a little bit over, but nothing on the lower time frames are showing anything that I would have wanted to take a trade on. But as far as reasons to take it, it's breaking this prior pivot, and it would possibly get some rest. AEHR, don't really see anything on this one. Again, risk to reward is what I have to be paying attention to next week when I say I want to take hopefully 4 precise trades. This right here, getting in off this candle, the first area of concern is going to be right back up to prior high of day. So that's going to possibly add some headaches. But right now that thing is done. No need to look at that anymore. Let's go ahead, scroll it on up. There's Oxy. That's Oxy just, whoo, look at that thing go. All right, so we're back looking at DocU. We up a half R at this point, and we have not moved our stop. We letting this thing work. And then look at what I go and do. I move it down, not trusting the trade. Not trusting the trade. Me and Evan had a conversation yesterday, just discussing, like, I made the comment, I would hate to be trying to make a living in this market right now. But it's not so much what I'm doing as far as reading charts, finding entries. Is the psychological. And professional traders, that's where professional traders cut the cloth between themselves and new traders. They can get over the psychology of losing on a trade. They could take a trade, 2R, all or nothing, and know that they took a good trade. Know that they took a good trade and they just let that thing work. Whereas new traders, me, I won't speak on all new traders, but I'll speak on myself. If I'm up 1R in a trade, it's hard to watch a trade come all the way back to break even and I lose any amount of money. So if you see on this one, I got the stop set $5. I paused it just there for a minute. Let's watch this one come back. Look, it's down at $20. This thing comes back up, busts right through the stop, make $1 on it. But the thing is, on most trades, just like how at the very beginning I discussed, if a trade makes a move, it needs to rest to continue. On most trades, if you get in properly and it makes its move, when it comes back to rest, it's gonna come right back to break even, right back to where you got in break even to continue to move. Look at what that thing did. It came right back to basically where I would have been in, even though I was in late. I should have been in up here. So this one would not have come back to break even had I got in where I needed to get in at. And couldn't really get in off of, let me go back again. Kind of breaking these down a little more today, trying to. Really couldn't have got in right there because this is a little extended over here. But look at the 5. The 5, you would have been getting in, same spot, basically same spot, but it rested on the 5. It rested on the 5. Come over, look at the 10. The 10 still looks good. You still got a top and tail. So have to trust the process, have to understand the dynamics of the trade. This trade gonna make a move. It has to pull back to continue lower. So it pulls back to continue lower. And that's what not really given a chance. But let's take a peek. Let's see. We get in our next trade, CNC at 942. So got a little while longer to go. Don't really see nothing on this chart that's really appealing. So now we come over to CNC. Let's look at CNC. Decent buy setup forming. Decent buy setup. Let's see, 45 cents is the range on that one. Let's see what we do. 100 shares, 50 cents. That's a full. First area of concern is all the way back down to low of day. So we have this area marked on the chart. So we have where our first area of concern is going to be at. On the 5, this candle here, just about half. This one here is a little above half, but if it can finish down here, we getting that half of the move. So let's go ahead. Let's scroll it up just a little bit. Okay. Bracket set. Would have wanted to see this candle finish red. We would have wanted to see that color change. It's a doji candle. Still not bad. Boom. Triggers us in. We didn't give this thing much wiggle room. Didn't give it much wiggle room. But there's that finishing half of the move. This candle still has 2 minutes before it closes out. So let's go ahead. Let's scroll it on through. Back looking at Oxy. Oxy made a nice move. Again, no real place to enter right here. No real place to enter. Maybe right here, but no risk to reward. Another one of those that was on the previous high of day. This here would have been a decent entry right there. Stop right here. This thing has already went a little over 1R on that move. So that would have been a decent entry on ABT. Let's go ahead. Let's scroll it up. So now we're looking at TECS. So we are in CNC. Looking for another entry right here. On the 10, look at what you had. Sellers pushed it down. Buyers are pushing it up. That looks good there. Looking to continue on the 5. That looks good. Lower time frame doesn't really show you anything on these two. But we're in that one. Good stop. Giving this thing plenty of room. Giving it plenty of room. What I do notice on the 2 minute is that most trades are going to be a little far away from this moving average. And those are the little quirks that I have to pay attention to. So I may not necessarily have to wait for this moving average to get back close because of everything else. Look at that. This is testing the VWAP and it's good. Testing VWAP right there. This is one of those, though, that could be setting up for a M top. This could have been setting up, come back down, come back up, and then push back down. So have to be watching that. We are looking at CNC. So CNC, even if we would have got in on the 5-minute, it would have triggered us in on the 5. Those are the things that I like to look for when I'm in a trade. Like, would it have triggered me in on a higher time frame? So it would have triggered me in on a higher time frame. Giving us a little scare, though, right there, heading back up. Look at that thing. Boom. Did you see that tail? So it would have been trying to get people that's sitting right there. That's why I needed to give that a little bit more room. Because these computers that they use, that's what they do. They made to just shake you out of a trade. People be like, they seen where my stop was at. No, they don't necessarily see where your stop is at. They just know where people are going to put their stops at. So if you can give your trade a little bit more room, you're good. Only issue with that is it messes with the risk to reward. It messes with the risk to reward. So this thing's only up a couple of bucks. We dragging that stop up to break even. Not even letting the trade breathe. Not even letting the trade breathe. And there we go. Put it at break even. And then, of course, don't want to stop out at break even for slippage. So we have to give it a couple of extra dollars in case it slides by us. Almost securing that we're going to get stopped out at break even. Because again, most of these things are going to move and then they're going to come right back to, look at this. It has to come back to this. This is the area of support. So this area is going to act as support. Look where we got the stop set at. Right at the area of support. Because this has made a decent move. It needs a little bit of rest. And the thing is, I understand the dynamics of the trade, and I still just don't trust it. I still won't let it work. And like I said, that's the difference between a intermediate trader and a professional trader. Professional, not in the sense that they trade to take your money and make money with it, but professional in the sense that they are professional at what they do. They follow all of their rules, knowing that it's going to work. Pause this one real quick. I liked socks. I liked everything about socks except that it was right at the whole number. Right at the whole number. We got the sellers pushing it down to the 50 moving average. We got the buyers saying, nope, we got this. It was more volume in this one. So this had a lot of buyers and sellers. Volume in this one, not so much. This is probably all buyers. But I didn't want to take this trade because it was right at this area here. Possibly could have got in off of this candle with a very tight stop. But again, looking for reasons not to take the trade. Let's let it keep rolling. The reason I say that is because this thing just blasted through. And just, let me scroll back. Look at that. Just blasted through and just, it's already just shy of 1R at that point. So here we are back at TCS. Again, this thing is strong. It's strong. It got rest right there. Kind of consolidated over. Moving closer to the moving average. And that's going to give it reason to keep going. We're just coming up right here to check, make sure that our target was where we wanted it. See, I was $10 short. That's because of how we share sized in. But it didn't matter because we didn't let this thing work. There's socks. We come back to text. Look at text still going. Why are you being scared out of it? Everything looks good. All of the charts, all of the time frames are still looking good. Here's CNC. This one just consolidated all the way back over. When I got out of that one, I knew that I was making a mistake. But let's go ahead. Let's watch. Now we just kind of... And the thing is, I always talk about 2-minute bar by bar. If I'm going to do that, I need to at least let the trade get up to 1R, 1.5R. So that way we locking in at least a full R. But if it's only up $5, $20, why are we doing that? Look at that. Look where that thing came to. Right where I got to stop at. Horrible. Boom. We're going to get tagged on that one. Now we're going back through previous high of day. And this is CNC. Again, wasn't the best entry at all. Looking at the 10, had this thing would have broke, this probably would have been a good trade. So we got in this one way too early for any confirmation. Again, Texas stopped us out. Move that stop in too tight. We made a half R. Let's keep scrolling. CNC just kind of just grinding back over. And you see I'm just kind of tightening the stop up. Right now we're about at break even. If anything, I should have been just getting it out at break even if I didn't trust the trade. I want to see where the stop was at on that. Okay, not bad. So we got the stop right here. Look at all this congestion. Look at all that congestion right there. No clear area. And it just comes up, tags us, catch $3 in slippage. Not bad. But this thing, after I get out, I'm like, man, this is going to push lower. All right, let's get to the last trade. AH. And there you see CNC pushing down. All right, this was our last trade. Let's go ahead. Let's walk through this one real quick. Not really clean. See how big that candle is? It does not have that much room back up to high of day. One thing about these larger time frames on the rest, you can kind of look down here at the smaller time frames and see how they're resting out. But this is not a good entry. That candle it's not at least that candle to the first area of concern. Same thing. You come over here. It's not enough room. It's not enough room. So not a good entry. Let's watch this one. Man, what was that one? Go back. Oh, that was CVS. This was one. Just didn't really. See, I'm about to say something that ain't really true. If I look at all time frames, can't just look at these two time frames. And see, I changed this over to 10 instead of the 30. So these two charts are the same. Looking at the 5. Looking at the 5. It gave a decent entry right here. First area of concern was going to be right there, though. And look what it did. Came right to it, and then it busted through. Pulls back. Here would have been a decent entry. There would have been a decent entry. Just watching it. This is one of those ones again, though. First area of concern is going to be right there. So you definitely have to be keeping an eye on it. Boom. Busted straight through it. And then you come right here and you look. And this is a little extended from the moving average or from the VWAP. So those are all things got to take into consideration. And that's what makes trading so hard. Once you really get into the technicalities of it. And then with those, also got to be looking at the market, especially on the bigger caps like a CVS. This trade right here, these small caps, they kind of beat to their own drum. So they're not going to really do what the same thing that the market is doing. Let's go ahead, scroll it through. You see I had dropped that line right there. And now I catch that I don't have it on there. But look at this, though. And this was something that I had mentioned to Evan. I'm like, I'm in this trade. It is not really looking all that good, but the 30-minute is setting up for a 3-bar play. This has 5 minutes to close that candle out, and then we'll see what it triggered. Scrolling on up. Is now this candle here really needed to finish in that upper third, and sellers just didn't want it to happen. So okay, candle is finished. Boom. It's not a clean 3-bar play. Would have wanted to see this candle almost up there, but because this is a low price stock, that's probably 1 penny. That's probably 1 penny. But this would have triggered in. This would have triggered in on the 3-bar play for the 10. And like I end up getting out of this one, and I told Evan, I was like, I just still don't trust it. So you see I'm out now. I done been stopped out of it. Now I'm just kind of watching to see what it does. And look at it. See how it's fighting. It is fighting. But I wouldn't have taken this. I wouldn't have taken this 3-bar play. So I didn't want to be in the trade. It gave me the opportunity to get back out, break even, and that's what we did. But we'll go ahead and wrap that one up. I think this was a fairly thorough. Recap today. I hope y'all agree, and if so, please go ahead and like it. As always, thank you for checking me out over here at LMD Trading. Every day with this thing is a learning experience. And that's what makes you a better trader. If you are trading, is to get something out of every trade, get something out of every day. I don't know what it is that we could do for the mental side of trading. If you're a trader and you're watching this still, let me know down in the comments, what do you do for the mental side? For the mental side of this thing, because you hear people say all the time, trading is mental. Everybody can learn to read a chart. Everybody. It just takes time and what they call chart time, looking at the charts. But how do you get over that mental hump? And that's the thing. I ended up increasing my risk a while back. I couldn't get over seeing those bigger downturns going against me. Even understanding the concept of the trade, that the stock has to pull back before it can go higher. So how do you get over that? It's rough. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I'm a little over my usual, what I like to do, 30-minute recaps. So again, if you haven't already, please hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. And if you're a trader, how do you deal with the mental side of staying in a trade? What's your triggers to move that stop and get out of the trade? So we'll go ahead and wrap this one up. We'll be back at it Monday. Peace.